My name is Vernon F. Miller, and this is Sports News Stream, where we provide the latest content in sports. Please, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button so you can be notified of all the latest content we upload. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you, and please comment along with hitting that like button. We reply to all comments. Greetings. My name is Vernon F. Miller, and this is Sports News Stream. We decided to create a segment called the NFL Report with the NFL free agency starting to, that will be kicking in tomorrow at 4 o'clock. We felt we'll go ahead and upload some videos with a group of information as the information or as the moves comes out, instead of just trying to upload one video per move. We figured we'll just do a group of moves and multiple videos. So with that being said, let's get right into it. News of the day: Tom Brady deciding to take his talents elsewhere. He said, hey, his journey is going to begin with another team. And so that's the end of his illustrious career with New England, stopping at 19. 9 Super Bowl appearances, 6 Super Bowl rings, 14 Pro Bowls, and then a plethora of records. It's going to be interesting to see where he lands. It's a lot of rumors going around. The Los Angeles Chargers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have definitely threw their hat in the ring. And I believe, from what I've been hearing, the starting bid is $30 million per year, $30 million plus per year. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. So with that being said, let's tie this right on into, rumor has it that the New England Patriots and Bill Belichick are looking to possibly make a trade with the Carolina Panthers to land and obtain Cam Newton. New England Patriots are looking to possibly make a trade to land Cam Newton. That would be a big move, I think, for both parties. New England obviously needs a quarterback since they're losing Tom Brady, and Cam Newton is forcing Carolina to put a trade together. So what better way to kill two birds with one stone and keep both parties happy by sending Cam over to New England, which is in another conference, and New England getting a young, strong quarterback with a big arm who could probably use some of Belichick's philosophies and their whole mindset of how to win. So that's going to be interesting to see if that comes to fruition. And nonetheless, if Cam Newton doesn't go to New England, he's out of there, because we just learned that Teddy Bridgewater has signed with the Carolina Panthers, and they're planning on making him the starting quarterback. So Cam is out of a starting job regardless. So we don't have too many details on the actual details of the deal, but the Carolina Panthers did sign Teddy Bridgewater today. They have agreed to terms, and I guess the contracts definitely will become official after the NFL reviews it at the start of free agency. So that is a serious move right there. And moving right along, DeAndre Hopkins was traded to the Arizona Cardinals for David Johnson. Blew my mind. Didn't see this one really coming like this. Arizona definitely made a power move. This is an A+ for the Arizona Cardinals. They get a high-end, all-pro, probably at the very least, just for giggles, top 5 wide receiver, arguably maybe top 3 wide receiver. In return, Houston gets David Johnson, still a solid running back. I think his best days are behind him. Still a solid running back. They get a few picks in return. This year's, they get a second round 2020 pick. They get a 4th round 2021 pick. And the Arizona Cardinals get a 4th round 2020 pick and DeAndre Hopkins. It's going to be interesting. I think the Texans, they're still going to have to try to add some things to that. to bolster up that offense because they definitely lost a strong component within that offense. I mean, DeAndre Hopkins could take it up top. He can take the top off the offense, or he can dig into the interior of the defense and zone of the defense because he's a great possession receiver as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how they try to piece that together. And with that being said, let's get right on into it. Randall Cobb signs a 3-year deal with the Houston Texans. 3 years, $27 million, 18.75 guaranteed. He's not DeAndre Hopkins, but at least they're trying. Great possession receiver, not really a speedster to take it up off the top of the offense. Now, don't get me wrong, you still got Fuller and Stills on the offense as wide receivers for the Houston Texans. But Fuller and Stills, especially Fuller, it's not really a guy you can count on staying healthy, and with no speed on the field like that. Now you become more of a possession, play-by-play receiver or offense, and that can become challenging in the AFC where they're constantly airing it out. I felt Houston might have been right there at the cup, possibly maybe taking it to the next level, especially with Tom Brady deciding to take his talents elsewhere. I just don't agree with the Houston Texans making that type of move. With that being said, let's get right on to it. Amani Cooper resigns with the Dallas Cowboys, 5 years, $100 million, $60 million guaranteed, $22 million a year. Good move for the Cowboys. Cowboys definitely needed to go ahead and re-sign Cooper, keep that core together, keep that gel together. They're still working on some things with Dak Prescott. You already got your running back in Ezekiel Elliott. Now you got your wide receiver in Amani Cooper. Tighten up, you work on that quarterback deal with Dak Prescott, and now you got your core offense together. Not necessarily Aikman, Emmett, and Irving, but kind of close. The generic Aikman, Irvin, Smith. So, and I think that's what they need right now, so they can build upon that, and so they can take that and carry that into a fresh season, especially with this NFC East that's revamped and guys making moves. And speaking of the NFC East, let's go right into the Philadelphia Eagles re-signed Jalen Mills for 1 year, and he will be moving to safety. That's interesting because now you're saying to yourself, okay, so what happens to Malcolm Jenkins? Does he go elsewhere? I know he's looking for a big bag. He's looking for a serious payday, and he's not really considering taking any pay cuts. And he's up there in age right now, so it's going to be interesting to see how that plays. Malcolm Jenkins, I think, will be leaving, and I don't think the Eagles will be exercising that option. So that's going to be an interesting piece right there. And don't be surprised about the Philadelphia Eagles. They've been very, very quiet for the most part. Rumors have it that, they're peaking at the Rams and, possibly Ramsey. So don't be surprised if they try to go ahead and make a big splash in free agency this year. And continuing with the Eagles, Javon Hargrave signed a 3-year, $39 million deals, $26 million guaranteed. One of the best nose tackles in the game. This was a great move for the Eagles. Definitely need to make sure that offensive line is solid for that running game, especially with Sanders starting to emerge as a great running back, a very good running back. So that's going to be something that is definitely needed for the Eagles. So that's definitely a power move. And continuing on with the Eagles, like I said earlier, the Eagles will be moving on from Malcolm Jenkins. The Eagles did announce that they will be not exercising the 2020 option for the 3-time Pro Bowler. So he will be testing the free agency market. So I see, with this Jalen Mills move right here, it was obvious that they were never ever thinking about re-signing Malcolm. He wanted too much money. Now with that right there, the Eagles do lose leadership on that defense, and that defense has been suspect for that's secondary. Let me just rephrase it. That secondary has been suspect for the last few years. So they're definitely losing a leader in that locker room. So it's going to be interesting to see how they bounce back from that. Continuing on, Phillip Rivers and the Indianapolis Colts are close to inking a deal. It's not official yet. The terms have not been solidified yet, but they're very close to inking a deal. You would probably think that, if this deal comes through, Phillip Rivers most likely would be the starting quarterback. I find that a little interesting. I don't think Indianapolis really had to make that move. I mean, Phillip Rivers' best years are definitely behind him. I probably would have went on ahead and stuck with Brissett. However, Frank Wright and that offensive coaching staff are probably looking at something a little different or see something a little different. So it's going to be interesting to see how that all works out, because Brissett just got a nice little contract himself. So it's interesting to see, will he move to backup or will he move elsewhere? And last but not least, Stephon Diggs was traded to the Bills today. Now, mind you, all these deals will obviously kick in once free agency starts tomorrow. But Stephon Diggs was traded to the Bills. The Vikes, they're going to get a plethora of picks. They get a first round. These are 2020 first round, fifth round, sixth round, and a 2021 fourth round. And the Minnesota Vikings receive Stephon Diggs in a seventh round in the 2020 draft. Stephon Diggs was definitely a little disgruntled. He felt he should have been getting more touches, but it was kind of hard, with Thien emerging as a top. Adam Thien emerging as a top wide receiver. It was kind of hard for, I guess, Cousins and that offense coaching staff to spread the ball around. So with that being said, he's sent over to Buffalo. And don't get me wrong, Buffalo, they're emerging themselves as a very good team. This might be just what they need to get themselves over the hump. Now, mind you, with Tom Brady deciding to go elsewhere, this changes the whole landscape for the AFC. So this is anybody. Now, don't get me wrong, Kansas City, they're still the team to beat, obviously, because they're the defending champions. But I don't know if they really pump fear in my. If I'm a coach in the AFC and I have a solid team, I don't know if Kansas City really pumps fear in my heart like that. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out as well. So with that being said, that's all we have for right now. We will definitely keep you up to date on all the free agency moves that are happening in the NFL. Free agency starts at 4 o'clock tomorrow. Get ready, grab your popcorn. There's definitely going to be some interesting moves made. Let me know what interesting move was made that you find exciting for if one of these teams is yours, and things of that nature. Leave a comment in the comment box. Thank you for the love and support. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like, share this video, and we're on to the next one.